In this video, I am going to solve Kcet 2017 Mathematics paper part 2 from the question numbers 11 to 20. Now let us see the first question. In this case, question number 11. Find the value of the limit theta tends to 0 1 minus cos 4 theta divided by 1 minus cos 6 theta. This question based on the chapter limits belongs to the first year. Usually they ask one question on this chapter in Kcet. So this question we have to find out the value of this question. I am not solving this question an usual method, but I am solving this question a shortcut method, using a shortcut method, beautiful method. So we know that a shortcut method, limit theta, here in case x, we take x tends to 0 1 minus cos m theta divided by 1 minus cos n theta is always equal to m square divided by n square. Usual method means what? Using by using L'Hospital rule, but in this case we using a shortcut method. So using this shortcut method, in the place of m, what is there? In the place of m, this is m 4, n 6, this is n. So directly we can write limit theta tends to 0 1 minus cos 4 theta divided by 1 minus cos 6 theta is equal to m square, nothing but 4 square 16, 4 square nothing but what? 16 divided by 6 square 36, 4 4s are 4 9s are 4 by 9 is the correct answer. So therefore option A is correct. Option A is correct. So easy problem. Most of the students solve this question easily. Take down. So now let us move on to the next question. Question number 12. This question based on the chapter mathematical reasoning belongs to the first year. So usually they ask one question on this chapter in Kcet. Let us see this question, question number 12. The contrapositive statement of the statement is given. If x is a prime, this is called P. If x is a prime is P, then it is odd. It is odd is Q. Consider Q. So given data is in the form, it is given P then Q. We have to find out the contrapositive of this conditional statement, nothing but contrapositive Q, negation Q then negation P. This is the required answer. So we have to identify the negation Q then negation P among the options. So which option satisfies this condition? Option D satisfies this condition. Negation Q means it is not odd. So if x is not odd, correct, this is negation Q, then it is not a prime. P is a, x is a prime, negation P, it is not a prime. So then negation P, this is the good answer. So therefore option D is correct in this case. So this is NCERT direct question. All the students attend this question easily because they have already solved this type of questions in NCERT textbook. Okay. So now let us move on to the next question. Question number 13. This question based on the chapter statistics belongs to the first year. So usually they ask this type of question in Kcet 1. So particularly it is based on the coefficient of variance in statistics. So we know that a formula, using the formula we have to find out the coefficient of, here in this case we have to find out mean of distribution easily. So using the formula, x bar is equal to sigma divided by coefficient of variance into 100. This is a repeated question, 3 or 4 times repeated in Kcet. So easily we can solve this question. X bar we have to find out x bar. Sigma is what? In this case this is sigma. Coefficient of variance is 60 and standard deviation, this is sigma, this is coefficient of variance. 24 divided by 60 into 100. So simplify this, we get the answer 40 in this case. So 40 is the answer. Option A is correct. Therefore option A is correct. So this is NCERT direct question. All the students attend this question easily because they have already solved this type of question in NCERT textbook. So many questions are there in NCERT textbook. Take down. So now let us move on to the next question, question number 14. This question based on the chapter relation function belongs to the first year. So particularly domain and range of the function. So here in this case the range of the function of f of x, we have to find out the range. Range means what? F of x. We have to find out f of x value. So let's take f of x is equal to square root of 9 minus x square. Domain of this function is clearly x is greater than or equal to minus 3, less than or equal to plus 3. Hence this function is defined when x is greater than or equal to minus 3, less than or equal to plus 3. But we have to find out f of x value. This is x value. Put the x value, we get the f of x value. Okay. So in this case put minus 3 and plus 3, it becomes 0. F of x is a minimum value. It takes minimum value. It is always greater than or equal to 0, must and should be, because positive square root is there. So put x is equal to minus 3, x is equal to plus 3, we get minimum value f of x greater than or equal to 0. Put x is equal to 0 lies between them. Put x is equal to 0, it takes maximum value square root of 9, nothing but what? 3. So range means f of x. So f of x belongs to the closed interval 0 to 3. Option B is correct. Therefore option B is correct. So this is NCERT direct question. All the students attend this question easily. Take down. So now let us move on to the next question, question number 15. This question based on once again function chapter. So let here in this case f from real number tends to real number be defined by the function as it is f of x is equal to x to the power of 4. Then f is what? 1 1 onto, maybe 1 1 onto 1 1 but not onto, neither 1 1 nor onto. Usually they ask 5 or 6 question on this chapter in Kcet. Let us in this case take a second question. So we have to find out 1 1 onto. I am not solving this question and usual method. Usual method means what? Using definition, 1 1 definition and onto definition. But I am solving this question by using a formula, very simple shortcut method by using formula. So formula nothing but in this case by using a graph of this function. So graph of this function. Graph of this function, this is f of x is equal to x to the power of 4 passing through the origin. This type. Parabola upward y positive y axis. This is f of x is equal to x to the power of 4. So input value minus infinity to the plus infinity. Domain of this function is minus infinity to plus infinity, everywhere defined. So here in this case output is restricted. So you can give any negative values to this function, we get positive value. On any positive values of this, we can give any positive values of this this function, we can give output is also positive. Negative gives also positive, positive is also gives positive values. So many one function. This is many one function. It is not 1 1. And negatives have no preimage in domain. Negatives have no preimage in domain. So hence it is not onto. So neither 1 1 nor onto. Option D is correct. Therefore option D is correct. So this is NCERT direct question. All the students solve this question easily, but as usual method I am solving this question in by using a formula, graph of this function. Okay, so take down. So now let us move on to the next question, question number 16. This question based on the chapter inverse trigonometry. Usually they ask one or two question on this chapter in KCET. Let us take first question. So let us see the question, the range of secant inverse x. Direct question, NCERT direct question. They has this question in theory also carrying 1 mark. So in this case carrying 1 mark. So option A is correct answer. So direct question, range of this function is closed interval 0 to pi minus pi by 2. So therefore option A is correct. All the students solve this question easily because this is NCERT direct question. Take note. So now let us move on to the next question, question number 17. This question once again based on the chapter inverse trigonometry. So let us see the question. If tan inverse x plus tan inverse y equal to what? 4 by 5. Then find the cot inverse x plus cot inverse y is equal to what? So this question can also be written as another way of approaching of this question is sin inverse x plus sin inverse y is given, find the cos inverse x cos inverse y. Same way we can simplify the that also. Okay, got it. So next in this case we have to identify the cot inverse x plus cot inverse y. Okay, so I am not solving this question an usual method, means by using inverse trigonometry identities, but I am solving this question by using one shortcut method. So we know that one shortcut method, if tan inverse x plus tan inverse y is equal to theta, then cot inverse x plus cot inverse y can be written as pi minus theta directly. So in this case theta is 4 pi by 5. So substitute 4 pi by 5 in this value, we get the required answer. So cot inverse x, therefore cot inverse x plus cot inverse y is equal to pi minus theta 4 pi divided by 5, 5 minus 4 pi by 5. 5 by 5 is the correct answer. Option B is correct. Therefore option B is correct. So this is easy question. Most of the students solve this question easily. Take down. So now let us move on to the next question, question number 18. This question based on the chapter relation function belongs to the second year, particularly composition of the function, composition of two given function. So f composition g of x. They has this type of question in theory exam also. This question carrying a 2 mark in theory, but here in this case 1 mark. So this is NCERT direct question. All the students attend this question easily because already solved this question in NCERT textbook. So let us take first f composition of g of x. In this case f of g of x. G of x is what? X to the power of q, 1 to x to the power of 1 by 3. Now put x to the power of 1 by 3 in f of x. So it becomes 8 into x to the power of 1 by 3 whole to the power of 3. 3 get cancel, 8x. 8x is the correct answer. So option A is correct. So therefore option A is correct. So take down. So now let us move on to the next question, question number 19. This question based on the chapter matrices, particularly algebra on matrices, and also this question depends on the chapter inverse trigonometry, because sin inverse pi x, this type of inverse trigonometries are there, and also using the inverse trigonometry identities in this case. So we have to find out a minus b in this case algebra. Directly we can find out a minus b using these two formula inverse trigonometry identities. We know that the formula sin inverse of x, nothing but here in this case y, we take already x is there, y, sin inverse y plus cos inverse y is equal to pi by 2, and also tan inverse y plus cot inverse y is also equal to pi by 2. So now we have to find out a minus b. A minus b, in this case 1 by pi is the common term, both take outside 1 by pi plus addition, subtraction a minus b, first row first element we take sin inverse of pi x minus into minus plus cos inverse of pi x, using formula sin inverse y plus cos inverse y pi by 2 pi by 2. So next first row second element tan inverse of x by pi minus tan inverse of x by pi, cancel each other 0. Next second row first element sin inverse of x by pi minus sin inverse of x by pi, same quantity opposite sign, cancel each other. Next cot inverse of second row second element cot inverse of pi x minus into minus plus tan inverse of pi x, using this formula we can write pi by 2. So now pi by 2 is the common term in the matrix, take outside, so 1 by pi already there into pi by 2 into remaining 1 0 0 1. In this case pi cancel, a minus b is equal to 1 by 2. This is identity matrix 2 cross 2 I 2 cross 2. So answer of into I, option D is correct. Therefore option D is correct. So this is average question. Most of the students solve this question easily. Take down. So now let us move on to the last question of this video, question number 20. Once again this question based on the chapter of matrix. Usually they ask 2 or 3 questions on this chapter in Kcet, and also they ask this question in theory exam carrying 1 mark. Here also carrying 1 mark. Let us see the question. If a matrix A is symmetric as well as, which is important, symmetric as well as skew symmetric. Particularly this question based on topic skew symmetric and symmetric. What is the meaning of symmetric and skew symmetric matrix? So any square matrix is symmetric, A transpose equal to A. Any square matrix is skew symmetric, A transpose is equal to minus A. Using these two conditions, we have to identify the question, answer of this question. So what are the given data? Symmetric, A is symmetric means A transpose is equal to A, and E is skew symmetric means A transpose is equal to minus A. These two are the given data. We have to identify A is a diagonal, or A is a null, or A is a unit matrix, or A is a triangular matrix. First we take A transpose given data equal to minus A. So A transpose equal to what? A equal to minus A. So minus A move towards left hand side, it becomes A plus A equal to null matrix O, not is 0. 2 into A is equal to null matrix, A is equal to null matrix. So A is null matrix. If A is, it is standard result. If A is symmetric and skew symmetric, that A is must and should be null matrix. So option B is correct. Therefore option B is correct. So this is easy question, NCERT direct question. All the student attend this question easily because they have already solved this type of question in NCERT textbook. Take down.